Well, sorry the way I look, like a wet cat. It was really heavy snow with rain when I was walking from a bus stop to my hotel. So I am in Grodno. This is one of the prettiest, one of the western towns in Belarus. One of the most prettiest one. They consider one of the most beautiful town in Belarus. And it has a lot of old architecture. So now I'm walking down the street. It's a main pedestrian street. Funny enough, it's full of old German houses and from houses from a Polish time. But it's called Ulica Sovietskaya, Soviet Street. So I'm going to check it out. I hope tomorrow, I have about half a day tomorrow as well, and weather will be a little bit better because today is very grey and very wet. So, Ulica Sovietskaya. This is how it looks. All these pretty buildings being renovated. Normally, would be street full of tourists, full of hustle and bustle. In the summer, here will be a lot of stalls selling all the knickknacks, local produce, souvenirs. But of course, now is winter, there's not that many tourists and not that great weather, so I don't think there would be any. But this is just the beginning of the street. They still have Christmas decorations everywhere. In February, look. They obviously love the Christmas and New Year. So even in this gloomy weather, it still looks quite pretty. You can imagine nice sunny day, a lot of people, street artists, would be very nice. If you're here with your better half, there are a lot of jewelry shops on the street. So you can treat her or him. Buy something pretty and shiny. Little fun fact about myself. Behind me here, it's a shop called Milavica. It's a company who making women's underwear and swimming costumes, stuff like that. My very, very first job when I was 16, I was helping my mom as an accountant, and they used to sell some of that stuff and the bed sheets. So yeah, I started work very early because my mom was an accountant and she desperately wanted me be one, because she used to always say, it doesn't matter communism, capitalism, you always have to pay taxes, you always need an accountant. And I actually studied and I worked and I hated every minute of it. It's not for me, it's extremely boring, and I stopped as soon as I could. Some interesting shops on this street. I mean, obviously some cafes and a Burger King. And this one is a furniture shop. And not far from here, it was kitchen fit shop. It's not really touristy, is it? Well, this Soviet-looking building is a shopping center, and on the top, right there, is a viewing platform, which is closed in the winter. A little bit disappointing, but doesn't matter. And when I walk around the street, I tell you a few facts. If you did not know, Belarus is a country, independent country, but it used to be part of Soviet Union, and there used to be Soviet Socialist Republic of Belarusia. But you don't call it Belarusia now, you call it Belarus. This is why a lot of buildings still will be looking like old Soviet ones. And this one has registered office with a little cupid in the front. So if you want to get married, you come here and register your marriage. can take picture outside with this little cupid. The architectural dominant and calling card of Grodno is the Catholic Cathedral of St. Francis Xavier. This is one of the largest Baroque churches in Europe, by the way. The cathedral's towers, which reach a height of 65 meters, are visible from different parts of the city. One of the towers houses a clock, one of the oldest in Europe. The clock mechanism dated back to the 14th century. It still has an original clock mechanism, which is carefully looked after. They say that one tooth is missing from the mechanism, and the clock master climbed the tower every 2-3 days to correct the lag of the clock mechanism. Since 1990, the cathedral has held the title of minor basilica, and the interior is striking. Each element of the core is work of art. This car is from East Germany. I think it's a 70s car, but this is not just car. This is a coffee shop. Isn't that fantastic? This building have inside one of the most magical places. Chocolate shop and a cake cafe. I am now in a cafe which called Komunarka. It's over 100 years old and nothing changed here. They have still same decor. They're doing beautiful cakes and they only use raw natural material. And I've got myself 2 cakes. I mean, why would you have one when you can have 2? I've got 2 cakes. This one called Kievsky. This one, it's like toffee pavlova. But can you imagine, amazing, good quality toffee pavlova with proper nuts. And this cream, this is actually real cream. It's proper buttery and soft. And it's proper big nuts. Can you imagine if your granny, her amazing baking cake, decided to bake it? Oh, it would be fantastic. And this one, I already tried it because I couldn't just look at it. It's very nice. Again, look, it's all the layers. This is all cream. And this is kind of icing, but it's not. It's very soft. And again, it has a lot of nuts in there. Fantastic, amazing, and very good quality coffee, very nice coffee. But I have to say, anywhere in Belarus you can go to any place and you very rarely get very bad coffee. They're very good, same as in Poland, coffee is quite good, and in Russia coffee is fantastic anywhere. And I'm looking so tired. I've been traveling for 24 hours. I was on an overnight bus, from Warsaw to here, to Grodno, but it was bus from hell. The driver decided to have music all night, really loud, and the bloke next to me was watching TikTok all night without his headset on, which means you can hear everything. So I'm so tired. I'm having all this sugar rush, fill myself up and go a little bit more for a walk. And in my hotel which I booked, which was just under £40, I have breakfast and dinner included. So today I'm going to have a nice dinner. Already included in my stay. Well, I hope it's going to be nice, I don't know. The one thing bringing it up to 21st century is that this flat screen TV with music. Apart of that, has not changed at all. Lovely place. Look at all this chocolate. It's very famous A lot of people come here because it's all natural, all traditional recipes. There is no additives. And they have obviously a lot of present boxes. So look at this, you can buy like a chocolate cake. And even though I'm traveling with teeny tiny little bag because it was too cheap to pay for my suitcase, I still bought some chocolate. I chose the smallest and thinnest one. I'm like a magpie, I just cannot stop myself doing it. This is some sort of government building. Belarus is under sanctions also. It's considered by America, United States, sorry, not America, but United States and European Union, one of those evil dictatorship. So if you come here, if you're not holding Russian passport, you need a visa here. But it's really worth it. It's very beautiful. I've got video about Minsk. I will leave a link in description so you can check it out. I was there in the winter as well, but of course in the summer it's much more beautiful because Belarus, very, very green country. You can see all these trees would be full of leaves and color. And considered to be one of the safest country. Look who I found here. Grandfather Lenin. Still standing, still looking somewhere out there. Let's have a look what he's looking at. Looks like he's looking at some park, which I will go and check out. Look how pretty this little park is. But I do have to admit, if you want to come here, you need to come here in the summer or spring. Looks like there was some sort of festival here, or some sort of market I missed, because there's crane, they're taking it all down, but it's okay. Weather a little bit doom and gloom today, but at least it stopped snowing. There was really heavy snow with rain. This is why when you will see me talking, I am looking like a wet cat. This brown looking building look completely different in the summer. It's covered in beautiful greenery. Another reason to come here in spring or summer. Very cool looking rubbish bins. Very quiet. Not many cars around, maybe because it's a sort of midweek afternoon. Very cool side of the building. In Soviet time was very popular, things like this. Also mosaics. I'm glad that many places they kept them, because it is part of the history, end of the day. And some of them been made by very famous artists. I'm walking around Grodno and I noticed, look, some of the old wooden houses still saved here, hasn't been knocked down. And lots of old original buildings still here. Found another beautiful church. I'm not gonna go in because you can't film or take pictures inside. I kind of sneaked in, I did. This is why you probably will see all the images inside not that great quality, because I have to sort of hide it. But looks stunning from outside. Nice color of this church. You don't see very often this light gray. And this is, if you wonder how Belarusian, well, Russian exactly looks the same, it's a kindergarten with a big playground outside. I don't know if you can see because it's all covered in this gate, because you cannot just get in there. You have to have a permission even if you pick up children. But it's very big territory, because in Belarus, in Russia, it's very important for children to be outside. Doesn't matter how cold, doesn't matter if it's rain, kids still will be outside playing. This is why, as you can see on the background there, we call them besetka, a sort of cover-up area. So even if it's rain or snow, you still can be outside, but don't get wet. Well, I see a ferry wheel in front of me. I don't think it's gonna be walking, and I think I'm start heading back to hotel because snow has stopped, but rain started. Yeah, not very lucky with the weather here. In Poland, weather was so much better. This ferry wheel looks ancient. Even if it's be open, I don't think I would risk it to go on it. And look, hey, roller coaster again. Does not look very modern. I bet it's busy in the summer. Look at these cabins. But it's fair amount of rides here. Lovely traditional old house. Surprised how they all survived Soviet time. Back then they knocked everything down without thought of it and built like ugly apartment blocks, because look, next to it is apartment block, but not here. Well done, Belarusian, to keep all this history intact. guess why his nose is so shiny, and also his shoe. So this is my hotel room. It's really good size. It's a single room, just under £40, including breakfast and dinner. And you will get wardrobe, TV, even kettle with steam coffee, and private bathroom. Very clean, nicely done. Good value for money. And I have a view. What kind of view I have? I don't know if I can. Ooh, I can even come out on the balcony. Look at this. And it's literally a couple of minutes walk. This is the market, and there's the old town. That's Sovietskaya Street and the cathedral. So yes, very good location, really good price. I am a happy bunny. Make sure you go for a walk in the evening wherever you are, of course if it's safe, because everything looks so different in the evening. You will see it, well, in literally different lights. I already decided to go to bed. You can see I already have my bun on, ready to take whatever is left of my makeup after today. I even wearing my pajamas because I already had my shower before going to bed, and then I thought, no, I have to go and see it in the evening, and I'm glad I did. But I am in my pajamas. Look at this. There you are. You see this? And saying that, if you notice, it's February, but I'm wearing Christmas pajamas. My daughter always wondered about that, why? But I always say, well, I'm not gonna have pajama just for 1 week or 2 weeks. What I'm gonna do with it? What if I put weight on next year or lose weight next year? So I'm wearing this all year round. I love pajamas anyway. So yes, look at this one. Look at this globe, how it's lovely in the evening. Look. How lovely it's lights up. This globe only represented sisters' towns, you know, when they Grodno twin with. They are not on this globe, it's just sort of kind of representation of it. This is a building next to my hotel. This is just a normal apartment block with the shops on the bottom. But balconies all lit up, and I don't know what's that mean. Red, green and white. It's snowy now, but it's very wet snow. It's actually make you feel like you're not walking in the snow, like you're walking in the rain. But it does settle. Make it looks really pretty. Even rubbish bin. I have to keep clearing lenses because of the snow. It's very loud because of cars. And I'm going to see that church tomorrow. And there's a big tank in the middle of roundabout. There are a lot of war memorabilia and everywhere, monuments and everything in Belarus, for simple reason that when in Second World War Hitler attacked Soviet Union, Belarus was the entry point, and this is where a lot of people, soldiers, died straight away because they weren't prepared for attack, because Stalin refused to believe to anyone who said it's going to be war, they're going to attack, and he said no. This is why a lot of Belarusian and a lot of people from other republics of Soviet Union who were here at that time died almost instantly. This is why there's a lot of tanks, a lot of monuments to all those soldiers who died in the Second World War. And of course we can't blame Hitler, but let's be honest, if Stalin believed and prepared for this attack, maybe some of these people would be still alive. Well, not now, because they would be very old, but I mean, they would be alive and wouldn't die in a war so quickly. And maybe Hitler would never go so far into the Soviet Union, because over 20 million people, Soviet Union people, not Russian, no, Soviet Union people, it's Ukrainian, Belarusian, Russian, from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Georgian, Armenian, all different, I mean, it's how many? Over 200 different nationalities. Lots of them died in that war. And second blame will be on him, on Stalin, because he should have believed, he should have stopped before it all started and so escalated so fast. Look at that bridge over the river. Look how pretty it looks. Oh, glare. Huge building. I'm not going all the way around because I'm already soaked. Look how beautiful the snow is. Look. It's getting really heavy. Well, good morning. Ooh, something running in my voice. Good morning in Grodno. I'm up and ready. I'm just about to go get my breakfast. But the reason I wanted you to say hello in the morning, because I wanted you to say hello to this. Look what happened overnight. Look at this. Everything is white. Yep. Last night, snow settled a little bit. I think it will disappear by later. But yeah. This is another one of the beautiful churches in Belarus and in Grodno, but unfortunately, church was closed. I keep coming back in different times of the day and only managed to get a sneak peek through the closed gate. This is a two towers, water towers, originally been built as a water towers, called Kasia and Basia. In the Soviet time, here was all the painters, and even now it's been rented by some artist. But did you notice is always women's name been given something beautiful? Nobody exactly knows why they call Kasia and Basia, but one of the versions saying that in one of the towers used to walk woman called Katarzyna and another one is Barbara, so Kasia and Basia. But this is just one of those legends. There is no proof, but everybody likes it because it's quite fun. Weather, and there are a few sellers here. I can't believe how it's a lovely day today, and I'm going away today. And yesterday when I had whole day to walk around, it was snow and rain. The Great Synagogue of Grodno was built from 1576 to 1580 and designed by Santi Gucci. Made from wood, Grodno was once a major city within Polish-Lithuanian Union. Jews began settling here in the 14th century. In the 19th century, over 60% of population was Jew. Following the war, in 1990s, this great building was never renovated. It served as a food storage facilities. In 1990s, the building was handed back to the Grodno Jewish community. Synagogue in Grodno. This is actually one of the biggest and one of the most beautiful synagogue in Europe. It's quite lavish. I just been inside. First time, to my shame to admit that I only been in synagogue this is once and this is today. I've been in Catholic churches, in Orthodox churches, and in mosques everywhere, but never in synagogue. And I had a lovely chat with a guy there. There was a lovely man who told me about the synagogue and about some people who go there. And what interesting is, I did not wanted to go in because I wasn't sure if I can or I can't. But then I cannot say I took a risk, but I just challenged myself. I thought I'll walk in. If they say no, leave, I will leave. And this is what I like and I don't like about religion. I'm not really a religious person. Even though I was baptized, I'm Russian Orthodox. I'm not atheist either. But we always talk about this religion is good, that one is bad. Oh, these Catholics, oh, those Muslims, oh, those Jews. To me, it's not about religion. It's not about nationality. To me, about people. They are good people, they are bad people. And it absolutely doesn't matter what religion they are, what color they are, or anything, what background they are. I met a lot of people who are very well educated, not poor at all, and absolutely horrid people. And I met a lot of people whose skin covered in tattoos, have no teeth, really rough, and they are most wonderful, most caring people. And there you are. They are no good or bad nationalities, only good or bad people. Tell me if you agree with me in the comments. Grodno Drama Theatre. Very interesting building, very large building. In Grodno, you can take a lot of different types of excursions, and tour guide will tell you everything about the main attractions. But if you do want to do it by yourself, you're not gonna get lost. Every main attraction has this QR code. You can scan it, and it's explaining you in many languages what you're looking at, what is this all about, and telling you all the main facts about it, which is very handy. Grodno has two castles, Old Castle and New Castle. But the reason why they have two is very simple. Old Castle was destroyed through the war and run down. It was too expensive to rebuild it, so they decided to build a new one. And behind me it's Old Castle. This is my first destination I'm gonna have a look at. And then we walk down to the New Castle and see what's the difference. Until 2015, old castle was in completely ruins. The only start renovated since 2015 and work is still going on because of course it's quite an expensive job and it's very long job to do it. So this is how it's looked when it's originally been built. And this is what happened to it, how it's looked before it became renovation. So it was in complete ruins. They're doing a very good job here. Originally, this castle and village around it was here for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, because this part used to be a Lithuanian kingdom and it was under Polish rule. And every 20 years this castle been renovated, and every 20 years village was rebuilt, because it was always involved in different types of wars. Because back then there was many kingdoms and everybody wanted to take over other neighbors, because everybody wanted to be king of their own kingdom. No difference today, is it? Sounds very familiar. What's great about Grodno, that everything in a walking distance. So there's, look, there's a church, theatre, everything so close. It's all looking really bare now, but I just can't imagine in the summer how pretty would it be with all the trees. I did explore Old Castle. It's really small exhibition, but it's quite interesting. And ticket is only under £3. And now I'm going to New Castle. But when I'm saying new, I don't mean it built 20, 30, 50 years ago. New Castle was built in 1730, beginning of 18th century. And it's a new castle. You can imagine how old is the old castle. So no wonder it's only been rebuilt, because there is not much left from the old castle, except of course some pictures, some drawings, maybe some old photographs. But even photographs which were left, there only was photographs of ruins, because, you know, there was no photo cameras or mobile phones in the 11th century. There's a lot of nature in this museum. A lot of birds and different animals on show. Both castles, old and new, cost 10 rubles, Belarusian rubles to get in. It's just about £2.50. If you don't have a time for both of them, I would recommend to choose the new one. There's a lot more to see. But overall, both museums are really small. Well, spent less half an hour on each one. So, but really was to see because it's a part of Grodno history. This is a fire tower. It's not in use anymore, but every day at 12 o'clock, here, trumpets here coming out and perform a little show, which is I completely forgot about and missed it. Silly me. There is a little fire station museum you can visit if you are into those type of thing. But I think I have enough museums for now. I'm gonna just wander around and then I'm gonna have some lunch. And today I am leaving Grodno. This is a tobacco factory, Neman, and you're probably thinking what's so special about it. I know it looks very colorful now, only because it's been painted. As you can see, it's very large. It's been opened in 1861 by a Polish man. I can't remember his name right now. And very quickly, only a few years later, it's become one of the biggest production of tobacco, one of the biggest employer here. And that man became very, very rich. But unfortunately, he lost everything after revolution. It's been taken away from him. He moved to Poland, but all the situation shook him so much that he was really unhappy, very depressed. He died quite quickly. But even though the factory is still working. This is a music theatre in Grodno, Grodno Philharmonia, and I just love all these old Soviet buildings, and it's very interesting architecture, and I'm very glad that a lot of it's still around. But of course, it was fully renovated, all changed inside. Because of course they have to have it specifically done for sound. They started renovated in 2012, but they've been moved here in 1981. Love this building. Oh, it's a cold today. I don't know why I'm surprised. It is February, but today is specifically cold. Grodno is really small. You can come here only for a day if you want to have a look around. But there are still very plenty hotels here and Airbnbs. Of course, they're not listed on Airbnb, but apartments for rent. For simple reason that this is a cultural center of Belarus. When spring comes, all the way through the summer and to early autumn, there will be a lot of festivals, music festivals, book festivals, art festivals, all type of festivals involving young people. This is why a lot of people come here for a few days. And normally when there's some sort of festival going on here, everything is fully booked. So a lot of people booked quite a long time in advance. It looks very empty now because obviously it's winter and most of the people, locals, all the Belarusian and even those who come here from Russia they prefer to come here in the summer because of course it's warm, it's bright, it's green, looks more beautiful, not as grey and cold as now. And I wish I was here in the summer. It's one of those festivals, who knows? Maybe it's not my last time to be here. Belarus is very famous for the potatoes. It's even a big joke how much potato they produce and how many potato dishes they can make. But the main dish, which most popular, it's a draniki. This is what I ordered now. As you can see, this is a draniki. So basically, it's, well, type of potato roasty. But they make it all the different way. They make it very crispy with a different type of sauces. So this one I've got draniki, which is potato with mushroom sauce, and I'm trying it. I've been told if you're in Belarus you have to try draniki. So it could be savory dish, could be sweet dish. This one is a savory. It's like a whole meal. It's very good. So roasties themselves, draniki, they're kind of crispy from outside, very soft inside, and the sauce is sort of creamy, sour cream, fried mushrooms, vegetables, and a dill. I know a lot of people in England for some reason don't like dill, but it makes it taste really nice. And I really recommend draniki with any type of sauce, any type of draniki. They're very nice. Oh, I just picked up this one. It's like a little sausage, little cut up fried sausage as well on top. It's very nice.